Oh, you want to put your mask on?
Oh, yeah.
We don't want rangers in the footage, so it's hard to tell where my shoes end and your hair start. Hey?
Got to keep your viewership up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll get all the rangers to watch if I'm married to a ranger, so I'm allowed to stir them.
What's it called again?
HolyFoot.
I don't remember doing it.
Well, it used to be a single tunnel, and then they made it double barrel. Hey, Ninja! So I'm here today with Tryko from the Tunnel Toads. We're going to have a little chat. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, cool. So as Duggo just mentioned, I'm Tryko. I'm from the Tunnel Toads, born and bred in Melbourne. First started exploring sort of when I was pretty young. So we used to holiday in Ocean Grove, and I've always been fascinated with, sort of snakes and lizards and ball ants and frogs and stuff. And so we go into the sand dunes looking for them. And my brothers and I, we stumbled upon a few bunkers and, thought they were really cool. And then found out about Queenscliff bunker, begging Dad to sort of get me up there and check that out and, all that sort of thing. And we ended up doing Buckley's Cave. So that was great. I think I've always just sort of been into, ever since I was young, getting into things that I wasn't supposed to be in, really. So, yeah. I started exploring, as I said, in around 96. So I had a mate sort of say to me,
There's so definitely going to be a cock and balls in this drain.
he said, oh, look, I've found a drain near the Pizza Hut that we used to go to a fair bit. He's like, do you guys want to go check it out one weekend? And we said, yeah, all right. So from there, we sort of did that. And then we found a few others around the area, Foxhole and Clantomb, etc. They sort of grew out of it a bit. And I just I didn't. Kept doing drains mostly on my own. And then around about sort of 2002, I got in touch. I got in touch with yourself, started getting all drainos, and then I started chatting with Crow. Yeah, went along to a few cave clean things with him, which was great. So, yeah, I'd say pretty much now I've been exploring for 30 years, but a lot of it's been, sort of time off here and there, and got back into it last year with the Toads, and yeah, I'm just loving it again. So, g'day, Crow. I don't know if you remember me or not. He was a great bloke.
Yeah, he's still a great bloke. He came to the 40th anniversary. That was catch up.
Yeah, I was meant to be coming to that, but I unfortunately had a few too many drinks at Clanny's, so stayed out a bit later than I thought I would, and I had to miss out on that one.
Do you have an exploring highlight?
Yeah, look, I'd say probably, because it took me a while to get the nerve up to sort of even approach Cave Clan, really. And then when I did, the first expo I did was fantastic. I mean, I know it's a pretty secure location these days, but it was TWL Bridge Room. And then, the last two standing were Crow and I, and he sort of said, oh, would you want to go and check out Melbourne Power Station? And I thought, oh, yeah, that'd be brilliant. So that was great.
Fear not, ye darkies. That's darkies as in drain, not anything else. That's not us. Someone else. That's not me. We all know how to do the lightning bolt. This Sean B guy gets up. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, I've seen him around.
Yeah, I'm going to smash him. If I ever meet him, I'm going to smash him.
And then about a week later, we went and did a cavity that I'm not sure I should name on here. One that's, a lot harder to get into these days, put it that way. And so that was, really just in a week, it was just absolutely fantastic. And then the second wind of, joining the Tunnel Toads has probably been, a close second to the highlights. So, yeah, put those two down as my main highlights.
That's not a cock and ball. Look, guys, I don't ask much of this. You come along, you walk straight past the cock and balls, you didn't even warn me. Come on, guys. Jesus, guys, come on.
We surprised you. I found another one.
No, that's all right. All right. No, we don't want flesh ones. We just want
It salutes every time it shoots its load.
Does that say CO?
Someone's tried to do the cave clan logo.
That is 2 cock and balls in 10 metres. This is quite a good drain. Mirror 1. Yeah, so there's new and old sections. When they duplicated it, they didn't just make it, they straightened them both up. Yeah. So it goes old, new, like in between, because it used to zigzag across the parkland. And it made it, taking advantage of the space by, and obviously going back is going to be the opposite.
Did you get out there?
Well, it says exit. Although we probably don't need to get out.
No. Yeah. QC.
See what?
GC. Fuck, you're getting everybody onto it. Quality control.
Any audio won't be used. So I use the DrainTalk. Because just about every video I've got,
It's all video,
every video has got people backstabbing someone. So I never use the original audio. HolyFoot.
What's number one on your Urbex bucket list?
I've done, a few things like the catacombs. There's some places I'd love to do in Europe, but if I'm going to be honest, being a Melbourne boy, born and bred, there's still plenty of things that I've wanted to do for a good 20 years that I haven't done yet. There's some that are, a little bit harder to do these days. And even 69er, I'm yet to do because the only expo that's been held since I was a toad, I was, still pretty injured. After my accident, which we can discuss later. I remember being a little golf kid at Flinders Street Station and, and seeing the drain near there and thinking, I'd love to go in there one day. I'd love to do, a few things in Sydney, like, Predators would be really cool. And, a lot around Australia. Before I'd even think about that, I'd want to cross off the main ones on my Melbourne list, really. So.
That is not a cock and balls. Your mum's...
Name 3 urban explorers, dead or alive, that you'd like to go on and explore with.
Yeah, look, I'm going to hate to sound like a bit of a fanboy here, but I've got to be honest, it'd have to be yourself, Woody and Sloth, because, you guys started Cave Clan and I think it was just so great, when we were teenagers and stuff, seeing all the Cave Clan graph and, and sort of wanting to learn more about it. And so...
We're in Doggo, 23rd of 7th, 27th, 93. Swipe 2000. Edgar 93.
So, a minute doxy on the video.
No pain, no gain.
Like I said, I was never really in the sports or anything like that. So you guys were kind of like, AFL stars to me. I know that had never happened, obviously. It was cool to see that Woody and Sloth were at the Luff Clannies, but I think that'd be a really cool one just to go back to the start. Sort of explore with the original founders.
You could have nearly done it because at the 40th anniversary, Woody and Sloth and Curé, they went up mates. I didn't go with them, but and Woody and Sloth were like, it's the first time they've done a drain together, not just they've had a couple of like barbecues and that, but they haven't actually explored a drain for 30 years. They were saying. So I actually realised when this question's probably not. It's not really worded properly. The question is. If you were an Urbex superhero, what would your superpower be? But I think the question should be, if you could use a superpower to help you with exploring, what would it be?
Probably be like the ability to shrink as I'm getting older and, with the injuries, the shrinkers are starting to get to me. So, the ability to shrink down to the size of a thumb, I think it'd come in pretty handy.
Tell us something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
My other passion, along with Urbex, is collecting cacti. So I've got probably about, at last count, about 125 to 130.
That's my writing, that
hand style isn't very...
there's no can control at all.
Duggo one, wild style.
It's an art choosing. It's an easy job.
Kids on the streets putting stickers up in drains tonight on a current affair in a ninja mask.
It's a shiesty, Doug.
Dun dun dun, it's a slap.
It's called a shiesty.
Urbex CG.
Oh, God.
CG?
Yeah, sorry, QC, sorry, I got it wrong. Sorry.
Mostly of the genus Tryko, which is where I got my name Tryko. I deliberately spelt it incorrectly because Tryko is spelled Tricho, and I didn't want people calling me Tricho, so I thought I'd change it up a little bit and make it easier for people to pronounce. Basically, hoping to one day sort of get, my own little side hustle of just selling cacti and rare plants and local Australian plants and stuff. And so I've just been working on that for the last couple of years.
Prowler, old man Withers from the Penny Arcade.
Are you familiar with Cactus Island?
I have heard of it, but I have not been there.
It's gone. there used to be a lake, and you weren't actually on an island, but when you crawled through this tunnel for maybe 50 meters, and then you got to this little shaft, and then there was I think it was a manhole, but it was always off. You were actually on a little peninsula of the lake, so when you got out and you looked one way, there was just water, but if you looked behind you, there wasn't. But the effect was when you climbed up and you looked out, maybe Crit. I don't know if anyone's got any photos of it.
I reckon Crit would probably have some photos of it. He's a good laugh.
It's gotten past the cool stage in this drain now, and it's starting to get to sweaty time.
The good thing about this drain is, well, soon we'll get to the point we'll just turn around and go home.
Drain within and drain on the other side.
Don't give him fucking material.
Oh yeah, there's heaps of drains. We can do more drains. The thing is, Seanile is drain positive. He's been tested and he's actually drain positive. There's medication that helps you live with it, but you can't cure it.
It cures the symptom, just not the disease.
Yeah. He'll come back tonight and do the side tunnels that we're not doing. Just because he can't say he's completed this drain until he does all the side tunnels.
Oh, well, I mean, there is wisdom to that logic.
What unusual critters have you ran into while exploring?
Actually, on Monday, I went to go and check out Pentridge Drain, and as I was walking down the embankment to sort of have a look at it, a tiger snake, slithered past me. So that was pretty cool. I do love snakes, and I've also seen a tiger snake at near 50th. And then just sort of a couple of lizards. But I think the coolest, most unique one that I've never actually seen since was a Ricali, like an Australian water rat.
It's a deadly drain.
It's not the drain that's deadly, it's the water. Drains don't kill people.
Unless they trap gases in it.
True, but then that's the gas. It's never the barrel.
So it's the water and the gas.
Yeah. The drain is peaceful.
What if someone falls over and hit their head?
Well, then they're silly.
It's the person, it's not the drain.
Yeah. I'm just trying to use the guns don't kill people logic.
Exciting.
Dad was here.
Dad was here.
Certainly not my fucking dad. This piece of shit.
Nah, mine's long gone. Hey, what's with the backwards CC logo? That's the second one. The other one was in green paint.
And it was in Plan Tomb, and I was in there with two mates, and it just bolted, absolutely scared the shit out of us. Like, we were just we were coming out, we were just right near the inflow, but on our way out, and it just bolted, and we're like, what the fuck was that? It looked like a huge cat, but then we realised it was a water rat, and that was an interesting one. I've never seen one before, I've never seen one since, so I'd say that's probably the coolest critter for me.
You'll love. I don't know if you've explored drains in Brisbane, but you're going to love it when you get up there. The wildlife in the drains up there. It's pretty cool.
I'm starting to get
Thrush.
No.
Oh, sorry, I jumped in. I'm so used to finishing each other's sentences.
No, you're used to finishing my sentence.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Duggo is
Gay.
what you call the king butteriner.
Oh, that joins up to the other tunnel.
Yeah,
I reckon the other tunnel stinks.
Yeah, it's a bit gassy,
Yeah, it's not the other tunnels like that.
Shut up. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me.
Someone's got to keep you in mind.
Which train station do you want me to drop you off at?
Right here.
It gets drier.
Happy day.
Do you tell family and non-exploring friends about your hobby?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm really happy to talk to anybody about it that'll listen. And most people are just curious and sort of, I'll show them photos and they go, oh, that's cool, or oh, I would never do that. And that's about the extent of that, really. So,
Yeah. Sometimes it's handy to tell people too if you're going somewhere a bit dangerous or whatever. Just let them know where you're going. Do you have a tip that would help someone new to Urbex?
Yeah, I think just get out there and, just give it a go. Also, if you're interested, look up tunnel toads. You can either just Google it or look up tunnel toads on Instagram.
Made it halfway.
And sort of, see what we do. And if it seems like something you might be interested in, apply. We're always happy to have people in the group that are in it for the right reason.
Ninja.
If that sounds like you, give us a look up and go from there.
I'll chuck some details in the description of the video too. What are your principles around location sharing?
Yeah, look, I only share locations with those already in the community. So if it's someone trusted to me, I'm happy to share locations. When it's drains and stuff, it's not so much of a big thing. Anywhere more secure. And even with drains, I'm usually just comfortable sharing locations with those already in the know, to be honest.
I say this to everyone who says that drains aren't such a big thing. I think with drains, they're not going to get damaged or whatever. But I think the main problem is if you're not sure who you're talking to, and they end up getting in trouble or worse. And then the last communication they had was with you telling them, there's this drain here.
Not a good look.
Yeah, no, not a good look.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, you can hang around longer if you really want.
Not really.
Yeah, so.
Not after you red lighted it.
Yeah. Hurry up. Let's go. Chop, chop. Yeah, you could get out. We got out there once. I don't know why. Maybe when the grill was.
Yeah, there was you've got a row of gutter boxes in a row.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a mini room.
Hey, leave that coloured light on, Chris. Who's got the coloured light? GC.
GC does.
Yeah.
Sorry.
QC.
QC.
Sorry.
They say the QC.
You know what's going to end up? Everyone's just going to end up calling you like QC because everyone is just going to remember that. Because people are going to be like, who are giving you shit, you're going to be saying, QC, and then everyone else is going to be like, his name is QC.
Who do you think would make a good DrainTalk guest?
Yeah, definitely. Mower over the tunnel toads, top bloke.
Yeah. I used to have a question, have you ever had a near miss? And I think you've got the ultimate near miss. So I think I'll add
I think I might.
I think we'll add that question back in. Do you have you ever had a near miss? And you can explain your near miss.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were out on a night out. It was, a sort of Cave Clan / Tunnel Toads Expo last year. We were having an absolutely great night. May have had a few too many drinks and the night, carried on as it does. And a few of us decided we'd go to Gas Chamber Bridge Room. And as we were walking, I don't really remember how it all happened, but I think somebody sort of cracked a joke and I laughed sort of with my whole body and just fell, boom down from what I've been told, roughly about 10 to 12 metres. Yeah, luckily I won't mention his name because I know he's a bit private, but one of the Cave Clan legend, Spider-Man down the bridge and called Triple O, and luckily a paramedic was, about 7 minutes away, so they came and got me, but he worked on me for 24 minutes. I had a brain bleed, I was pre-cardiac, broke pretty much all of my ribs, 8 bones in my back, my cheeks, my nose, and I ended up in ICU and intubated. So yeah, pretty full on really. A year later, I'm still recovering. I'm doing a lot better, especially mobility wise. Other than that, it's been, sort of the usual sleeping on moss and getting cuts on your knees, nothing big. Yeah, that was pretty life changing really. And so very glad to have made it through, and I'm even more so glad for all the, support I received from the community. Everyone just rallied behind me, and, I remember everybody went back to Spooky's place after it happened, and and her and Nippy were calling the hospital for constant checkups and stuff, and there was just so much support. I spent 9 days in the hospital, and then basically spent months recovering after that, and somewhat still am. So I have to kind of pick and choose which meetups I go to based on if it's going to be too stoopy. So say we did Nilex recently, which I'd wanted to do for a good 20 years. About an hour in, afternoon, I was done. That was definitely by far the biggest accident I've had, and it sort of taught me to be a bit more careful in the future. Some of these sites, you can go to and have a few drinks and have a good time. Yeah, there's really some that you shouldn't be going to when you've had that many drinks. And yeah, lesson well learned.
Well, firstly, I knew it happened, and I think someone contacted me on the night. I just hearing it was like, yeah, fuck. I'm glad you're still with us.
It's not old. I said it was like 1990s.
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Michael Dwyer Manga Dungoy. That must be old. Tuesday the 10th of May 1994. Without Serpico, Giles, Ben,
I think the good thing about you talking about this with Cave Clan and probably Tunnel Toads as they go on, it's when it rains, no drains, don't do this. Watch out when you're lifting a manhole off. And I think we do need to talk about this kind. Your accident, it's probably something that everyone just took for granted, and I think that's the same with going in drains. People go, it's only raining a bit. Yeah, I think with dangerous things, we don't go, all right, when we enter here, there's a 12-metre drop onto a freeway. I think we need to do a bit more of that. And something I'm so glad that, and I hope you fully recover, that it's just, to make the most out of such a bad thing is, it's good that you're talking about it. And, I may make this into a short version as well, just to get it out there more, but it's a good message that, you were laughing, having a joke, and you've just gone from one extreme to the other.
I was having one of the best nights of my life, I reckon, until that happened. So, it's just, it's funny how quickly things can change, So, it's good to not be complacent, because it really can be a dangerous hobby, and a lot of the time we sort of brush that aside or just don't think about it. So,
yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we finish up?
I'd just like to say again, thank you for having me. I've wanted to do, like I said, I watch the DrainTalk religiously. I've wanted to do one for quite some time, so it's nice to to get on one, and thanks for starting up this this great hobby that so many of us love. Sort of all around Australia now. Who would have thought? Just three teenagers just exploring, and 40 years later, there's so many of us here, and so thanks for that, mate. It's really been such a great thing.
No worries. I think I described it recently as like, I sort of might have we set up the playing field, but all the people that came along, they made it, what it is. Like, it was just, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we had a couple of times where we nearly got a chance. Maybe at the Golden Toads I was talking about it, but then I did one with Curly and someone else whose name we won't mention because they've...
fair call.
And it ended up being a really long one. And I had Rusco and Rusco Jr. Waiting for a lift outside, so I think we ended up missing it. But yeah, it's good to get it done. Thanks for your time, and thanks for telling your story. And that last one,
welcome.
It was. I hope people appreciate it, and good that you're still with us.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate it. I'm glad to still be here and still be doing the hobby I love. So yeah.
Yep. All right. I hope to see you soon down under.
Yeah, I hope to see you soon too, mate. Cheers for that.
Okay, mate.
You take care of yourself, eh?
Yeah, you too. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, Doggo. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Penis! Sorry, you had to say that.
Oh, yeah, stop the film.
I filmed a lot of cock and balls, and that's the gayest penis I've heard. And not that there's anything wrong with that.
But the way that you say it makes it sound like you do think there's something wrong with it, Michael. So
Yeah, sorry. No, just pointing out that you sound gay, which is good. I remember those stickers. Fuck, that's rare as. That's really old. People under 17. That's from 1990. I remember buying those stickers. 1990. It's still up on the wall. And it's probably been stuck up since not long after that.
What's this?
This is round sticker. It's from 1990 and it's still on the wall. Like they're not. I only bought one box of those white. I bought them for.
That's fucking good, eh?
We made anti-Jeff Kennett ones. And we only made a few. There were more political ones we were making, but Sean B. Yeah. Hey, Sean B, mate. I reckon we tracked him down.
Who is he?
Oh, I'm going to belch. Sound of the underground. Sound of the underground. I sleep in the sewers. They're not sewers, mate.
Not fucking America.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not American.
A storm sewer. Go and explore the storm sewers, JubJub.
Word.
That's pretty old. 93.
Oh, this is when they...
Duplicated it.
Yeah, that was the...
That's actually quite... I like that. Oh, and it's got a cock and balls.
It's like that.
Ah, this is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Weird, this never used to be here. Although, it must have been something here because all this old graffiti
last
here.
time I was here, there was a wood before.
What's under there?
Oh, there's no old graffiti here. What am I talking about?
What do you think's under there?
To be honest,
Probably not.
you can see the water level, it's probably a few.
Some kind of pumping thing. Could it go through to a harvesting?
It's not a balloon
yeah.
trap, is it?
Legalised grapes. That's a good idea.
Free wine.
Oh my God, this is a drain in a drain. Cock and balls.
No, a different colour.
Cock and balls is like blood coming out of it. We're in 5 minutes. Cock and balls.
Oh, it's a big one.
You know what your problem now is every time you walk in a drain for the next like couple of times, you're just going to start going to people, cock and balls, and they're going to go, what's wrong with you? Nothing, long story.
I reckon Sarah probably lies next to you at night and hears cock and ball, cock and ball, cock and ball.
Cock and balls. Or when she's hearing me editing the videos, what's with the cock and balls? Oh, she doesn't. She's honestly been, she's long broken. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't. The dude, yeah. The monster dude.
Yeah, it's doing all the 20-something.
Yeah, I always video him and I always say, leave a message. Say hello. He's done everything.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. Say he, but I presume it's a dude, but.
Yeah.
Oh, so thank you.
You can get up on your own. Is that an offer for when we're driving home? Come on, this is like this is such a album cover.
That's right! Get up and boogie! It was 20 years ago today.
The cock and balls. We should go. Just in case you did call the police before. They're back. How many? Do you want to go do some more drains?
Yeah, fuck it, okay.